Gibson with Ether Automation, and this video is a continuation of our custom ERP in Zoho Creator for manufacturers. In this video, I'm going to cover tracking assembly times for a completed work object so that you'll know exactly how long it takes for a product to be assembled or for a particular employee to assemble a product. What's the average, what's the assembly time, so that you can do some digging in terms of management to understand how do we speed up this one product, or why is one employee taking longer. This will at least flag that insight for you so you can see what's going on in your business and address from there. So without any further ado, let me share my screen and start showing you what to do here. Okay, so I'm in Zoho Creator right now. And I'm going to make a new standalone function. So I'm going to go to Edit, go to Workflow, Functions, I'm going to create a new function. And this function is going to be called Product Time Calculation. And there's going to be two arguments here. One is the product ID. The other is the employee ID. And so what we want to do in this function is we want to calculate the time it took this employee to make this particular product, as well as we want to update the average time to assemble this product for the entire company, and then calculate for this product and this employee, what's the gap between them and the average. And we're going to update the employee record and the product record with this time. So first thing we want to do is we're going to get all the work logs for the employee and product. Once we have that, we want to calculate the average assembly time for those items, which is going to look like this. So we calculate the total time on all the work logs for those items, then we calculate the total number of items, and there's just this quick calculation right here. So once we have the time it took on this particular work log, we're going to get all the employee records that have assembled this product in the past. And then we're going to get the average assembly time for this product for all employees. And we actually want to store two numbers, the average for all employees and then average for all employees without this main employee. And this will be used later on. You'll see what I mean there. Then we're going to update the average assembly time on the product. And then finally, we want to calculate the difference between this employee and the company average for this product. And then we're going to update some records after that. So this is our general architecture. I'm just going to click Save, and let's jump into it. So this first one is we want to get all the work logs for this employee and product. So work logs, boom. So now we have all the work logs. So now we want to calculate the average assembly time for those items. So this will get us the time, but we want this in minutes. So this is the time spent on all the work logs where these products were assembled. Now, because we don't track the time on an individual item, we are going to calculate the total quantity for all the work logs. So right here, we'll have the average time in minutes that it takes for this employee to assemble this product. And this is based on all their previous work logs and all the products on those work logs. So if they only have one product, it will be extremely accurate. But if they do, 10 different products per day on a work log, this number will be a little skewed. So just something to keep in mind. So then we want to get all employee records where that employee has that product. So we'll have all the employee records here, and then we want to average out the assembly time for all of these employees. So now we have the average time for not this employee for this product and average time for all employees total. So now we want to update the product with the average assembly time. So now we've updated the average product time for that product, as in how long it takes to assemble. Then we want to calculate the difference between the employee average and the company average. So, and then finally, we're going to input this into the subform on the employee record. And so what that looks like is there's a product, there's an average time, and there's a time delta. So this is going to be in the time delta. Now, in order to do this time delta, one of the things we need to keep in mind is that this employee may have previously assembled this item. So I want to start by iterating through the employee record. So just to kind of go over this, what we're doing here is we're grabbing the employee and then we're going through all of their assembly times to see if this employee has previously assembled this product. And if they can, we're just going to update this average time and the time delta. And then afterwards, if we decide that they haven't, because we say whether they've been previously assembled here, if they haven't, then we're going to basically do the same thing we did in some previous videos where we create a row and then we update the data and then we insert that row to that employee. So now let's test this out to see if this works. So I have this one employee here and the work log is for this test employee. So I'm going to middle click to grab the ID. And then because we know the work log was for the composite item, I'm going to go to the products and go to the composite item, middle click and grab that composite item. Now before I run this, I'm just going to go back to the employees. I did create another employee and this other employee does have this composite item with an average time of 100. I just put in a number there. It says it's in milliseconds, but I'm going to have to change that. And so this is what's going to be used to calculate the average time. So let's go ahead and click submit. It says it ran successfully. So I'm going to go into I'm going to look at the employee that we have here. So their average time is 6 minutes for this product. And therefore the time delta is negative 94 minutes compared to the average. If I look at the product, composite product, it says the average time to assemble is 54 minutes. And so this can be used to update the average time to assemble the product. You can see how long certain employees take for certain products, and this can be used to help with management in the future. So what's probably going to end up happening is that this function is going to be added to the function that we made on the previous video where we created a work log record. But I will cover that in a future video. In the next video, we are going to go over the clock in and clock out feature. So employees are going to want to clock in when they start their shift, clock out when they end their shift, and you're going to need to be able to check what they got done in that shift. We're going to set up some buttons, we're going to set up some automation, we're going to use a lot of the stuff that we've made in the past couple of videos in that video, so make sure you check that one out. I hope you found this video helpful. I will see you in the next video.